I know you're listening. You're here because something isn't right. Something feels twisted, upside down. Things don't add up. Hello, human. Welcome to our twisted universe. In this episode, we discuss spiritual awakening and ascension with our special guest, intuitive healer Barbara Myklos.
Hi, and welcome to our Twisted Universe. Today, we're going to be talking to Barbara Myklos. She's an intuitive healer, and she has a lot to tell us about spiritual awakening and what's going on in the world today. Hi, Barbara. How are you doing today?
Hello. Very well. Thank you. And thank you for the invitation.
Oh, absolutely. We're thrilled to have you. We saw you on a TikTok video, and you had so much to say about what's going on. And I just feel like you'd really be able to help our viewers understand. And a lot of people are waking up and they don't understand what's happening. I was hoping maybe you could tell us what's the difference between a spiritual awakening and ascension.
Well, that is spiritual awakening is, in my opinion, is a lifelong process. Actually, it just most of the time it has a very significant start, which is coming to people through difficult situations in their lives. And as my perception, the point of spiritual awakening is to awaken you for a higher kind of realization of who you are, what you do here on earth, and what is the higher truth outside of yourself. So yeah, this is basically, but of course, there are many kind of opinions about spiritual awakening. And I believe all of us are true. Just we are looking at things from a different kind of perspective. But what I have experienced, at least in my life, brought me to the understanding that spiritual awakening is actually source energy pulling you towards a higher balance through feminine energy. And maybe this is a little bit now hard to understand. Maybe you don't really understand what I'm trying to say, but we know yin and yang. Okay, this is something more popular, I guess. So yang energy is the ego, is the material world. And on the other hand, the yin energy is spirituality, is your higher self, a higher understanding, and unconditional love. And basically what is happening in your life, that due to some kind of experience that you lose control over, you are forced by source to surrender. And surrender itself is yin quality. And yes, and so basically spiritual awakening aims to balance these energies within you and around you, and thus raising your vibration and the vibration in your bloodline and the people around you and the earth. I hope that will make that answer.
It was beautifully stated. Oh my gosh, I really liked how the first part was it's drawing you up to a higher vibration through feminine energy and connecting you to source. I believe that too. That's beautiful. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, that's summed it up.
Yeah, absolutely. We feel like a lot of people all of a sudden are experiencing this. Have you noticed that as well?
Yes, and well, all the happenings in the world today are very, very strongly connected with that. Actually, all these difficulties and wars and is connected to us becoming more aware and going into higher vibration. It is I think, in my opinion, it's amazing, but I'm looking from a different kind of perspective. Of course, it comes with a lot of suffering as well. But yes, indeed, as you say, more and more people are going through or experiencing a kind of spiritual awakening.
When you say suffering, how are people suffering? What do you mean by that?
Well, due to this kind of situations that we most of the time label bad, such as, of course, war, for example. It was never something that people wanted to experience.
No.
But sometimes, you need to look these kind of things from really a different kind of perspective. And of course, people maybe would say that I am easy the way I talk because I don't need to go through that. Yeah, they are right. But everything has its purpose, and all these difficult life events that we are going through on a daily basis, on personal levels and on higher, let's say, collectively, it has a purpose, and its purpose to raise the consciousness.
That's happening. I mean, even the bad stuff going on in our country or even anywhere in the world is people are becoming more aware of the things that are important to them, and it does seem to be causing people to look more towards spiritual solutions and healing to cope with it.
Oh, for sure.
Do you maybe you recognize that many people are awakening?
Yes.
In the last couple of years, especially, and
I agree.
Spiritual awakening happens, as I said, it can happen for many reasons. Okay, in my life particular, it happened after a bad breakup with my partner. A lot of I lost some things from my life, like a job, like a living place, like my dog, for example. And all these things were too much on me. And I, normally you are looking for control over these situations, right? Or, for example, in the case when you suffer an accident or you become ill, you are looking for control, but in these times you cannot have control. So you are being forced to either surrender or go, and next time you are coming back again to have a new experience, probably with the same lesson. So now a lot of people was closed up,
Yeah.
So you were basically broke out by government, or of course they made the regulations, obviously. So they broke you out from your normal routine, and you had a lot of time in your hand to think. Yeah. So
yeah, for sure.
This brought a lot of new information to the people, and they became more self-aware, and they started to question certain things. Because I mean, how long you can continue watching Netflix online, and playing on your phone when you are closed in for weeks? Yeah. After a while, you will start to.
Can anyone achieve spiritual awakening and or ascension? I mean, is it just we all have the ability, or is it just certain people that
are chosen,
are chosen, or just happen to have certain genetic traits or what have you? I don't know. I'm not sure how to phrase the question.
Why are some people waking up and some people aren't? Why are some people ascending and some people aren't?
Well, this question is great, especially just for the fact that I was mentioning feminine energy, because all right, I will answer the first question, then it's much easier to do that. Okay, so yes, everybody can achieve spiritual awakening, but not everybody will. As I see, and of course, it's again from a higher kind of perspective, as per what are we doing here? Human beings, consciousness manifested in a human body. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Earth is like a playground for us. It's absolutely for learning purposes. So as I understand, and based on my opinion, the people that are older souls, that they reincarnated into this planet, or any other planet more than once, they are more likely. Those people that they have karmic pasts, they are more likely to go through spiritual awakening. Of course, that does not exclude others to experience self-realization and such, may be much easier. But those kind of spiritual awakenings that are coming with a lot of suffering are, and I can see in these groups also that I'm a part of, about ascension and spiritual awakening, that a lot of people are going through big amounts of pain because of so much question belief systems. You know, it's too much to handle sometimes. So yeah, on paper everybody can. In my opinion, not everybody will, and that is not anything that you are less than the other person or you are not as valuable here on earth. It's just you didn't come here with the purpose to come to do that in this lifetime, at least. So
I think that some people can have a super high vibration and just be in close proximity to other people, which might kind of trigger. Is that something you believe?
Definitely.
A high vibrational person being in close proximity to somebody who wasn't possibly at that level, being in that space with that person can lift them up enough to push it forward?
Well, yes, I think it is possible, but it depends on the receiver of that energy, because, you know, I'm sure you experienced between the people in your environment. When you're talking about certain kind of stuff, they are doubting, they are questioning, and they are judging. All right. So it's a lot of ego present. Now, if there is, let's say, a child or a young person that did not experience it, didn't go through so many, let's say, conditionings, and let's say her or his parents were a little bit more open, and they didn't want to show off on her throat different kind of beliefs and ideas what they do have, you know. I believe it's possible, but I'm telling you that most of the people, those who are not meant to awaken in this lifetime, they have very strong ideas of what is and what is not, and they are not really open. So even though you are having a high frequency, they are going to recognize you, you know. They are going to understand that you are somehow different.
Yes.
But your bare presence can trigger them so much that they will not be able to, maybe later on in their life, they will actually, you know, go there to that point when they will have a spiritual awakening. But at the moment, I don't believe that many could understand of just by the high vibration of the person that is next to them and have a spiritual awakening like that. I think it would need some time, you know. It's the same way like when you say, let's say, an advice to one person, and maybe they will not take it immediately, but 1 year later they will, you know what I mean? So I think it needs time.
That's interesting.
So maybe when you're near a high vibrational person, you just feel good around them, but you don't necessarily absorb that energy.
And you don't know what to do with it, you know?
Yeah.
Especially if you're on a lower vibration, it's like, you don't understand how the heck he or she is so, you know, always in a good mood. Yeah. And why is she so grateful for nothing that she's breathing, you know? How
can they be happy with what they've got?
And they're probably chase that feeling. What's coming to mind for me is, I don't know if you've heard of I think it's the 100 monkey theory. I don't know if you've ever heard this, but in one part of the planet, a type of monkey can learn a new skill, like maybe collecting ants with a stick. They stick it down the hole, the ants go on the stick, they pull it out and they eat the ants. Collectively, once the 100th monkey, and I don't know the name of the study, but it has been proven, once they hit the 100th monkey, the whole species, even across the world, know how to do that skill. Mm-hmm. So I wonder, it's like a collective monkey mind almost. And I believe that probably isn't just for monkeys. If that makes sense.
Well, look at when Windows first came out and people were learning how to use a mouse. Up to a point, nobody could figure it out. They struggled with it. And now, I mean, a kid who's never seen a computer can pick up a mouse and they get it immediately. It kind of becomes part of our programming or something. And they never
Yes.
thought, but they just get it.
Well, yes. So what would be your question then for this particular topic?
It's not really a question, but it's kind of like just going off of, somebody's energy or something. What popped in my head was the monkey theory. And maybe it seems like we'd be a lot smarter if it just took 100 humans, or we'd catch on quicker, but.
I see what you're saying. So like we read as humanity, people start awakening, and the people that are awakened, they lift the energy of the others, and over time, and that which doesn't necessarily create a spontaneously awake them, but it generates an interest, and they start to learn. And over time, you'll reach a critical mass of people that have learned it, and then all of the people will, at some point, just awaken,
possibly,
based on that monkey theory.
Yeah, we would hope.
I understand, and actually I agree with that. I think this is actually the purpose of what we came here to do, so something like that, to lift this kind of
definitely, and people like you are definitely creating the change, obviously. How can you tell if you're awakened or ascended? I mean, a lot of our viewers don't quite understand the concept, and how would one know if you're on the right path?
Well, you have a different, especially if you can see significant changes on you looking at the world, and I don't know, there are some interesting parts of this actually. When you become more awakened, let's say, your intuition grows. So everybody has intuition, obviously, but we are not tend to rely on it, which is a mistake. Again, I can bring up the masculine and feminine energies that we are taught from school to rely on our logic, because intuition is not something that is tangible, So when you're spiritually awakening and ascending, let's say, as I said before, you're getting closer to your feminine side, and all kind of abilities will start to surface. For example, your intuition will become stronger. You will sense things. You will be weird synchronicities, for example. You will think of your father and he will call on the phone, and
oh yeah,
usually you know these kind of things, right? They are happening. Also, but I think these things, if you really start to work on yourself, will happen, that you will feel more compassion in general towards all living beings and humans and animals and nature. And you will feel the need to be authentic. You are tired. You grew tired from faking just to please others with a personality that you are actually not. And you will pay more attention to what you think, what you feel, and which thought patterns you are turning yourself into. You'll be able to observe yourself more, and what you do and how you are relating to others. And so there are different kind of things. Sorry, my dog is crying. And definitely one very significant thing is that you will be more connected to source energy, which is the most important of all. And you will realize that actually you have such things like spirit guides and guardian angels. And you will learn how to access this energy and to take guidance from these higher entities, let's say, that are surrounding you without you to see them. So, yeah.
I definitely hear a message from spirit, but I couldn't tell you if it's an angel or a spirit guide or source directly. It's interesting. And I went my whole life hearing it, but it really took me, I think probably, 10 years ago, I started to realize, well, that's an ability that maybe not everybody's tapped into yet. And I didn't really relate it to as a psychic ability. I know it sounds silly. It just felt like it just always was there. And trust your gut. I think a lot of times people are having these abilities and they don't realize it.
Exactly. It's like, as I say, since you're a child, first of all, they stop you from playing. Okay, after a certain age, you should not play. Now, playing is highly connected to creativity, to be spontaneous. Yeah. So they cut the system. I don't want to point any direction who is exactly that is trying to, do these kind of things, but this is for fact. All our educational system is aiming on that, to cut you off from your feminine side, from your intuition, from your feelings, from feeling altogether. So as you said, you are having this kind of ability and you never pay attention to it because you didn't know that is something, you just said, okay, it happened,
Right. I would say, when people are starting to get like that feeling in their gut or something, like they shouldn't be doing it, or maybe they're supposed to go help somebody. I think that is definitely you being connected and getting messages. I mean,
Yes.
obviously there's intuition, your own abilities, but I believe there are spirit guides and angels and higher dimensional beings that help assist us and doing the right things. And it's up to us to decide whether or not to listen.
Yes, definitely. And actually, back to the question that you asked, how you can know if you are like more ascended. Yes. You will listen more and more to these kind of nudges, you will not question as much as before. It will be normal. You will not know why you need to take the other path from the usual. You will not know why you need to call a certain person that it came to your mind, but you will do it because you start to trust, So that is very high indication actually for that.
That's good. I think the viewers will like that.
Yeah. So we hear a lot in the spiritual community about we're transitioning from 3D to 5D, and what does that mean for humanity? Does it hurt?
Well, pain is an opening for consciousness to enter. This is one very important thing that I've learned throughout the years, that suffering is actually a space for love, unconditional love from source to enter. And so this is what we experience actually. And well, answering to your question, 3D and 5D and 4D, because we have a 4 also between the 3 and 5,
We just want to jump over to the 5. We don't want.
We just want to the hurdy part.
We don't jump. We don't need to jump. We need to take it slowly because everything, as I said, it has its own purpose, and we never should force and rush things because it's just not the way things are working here on this planet. So 3D consciousness is basically focusing mostly on the physical part of ourselves. And most of the people, unfortunately, until now, they still live on this kind of vibration, on this kind of frequency. Well, if you want to, additionally give some kind of description of what exactly could be 3D, I could say duality. So labeling things either good or bad, wrong or right, and lack mentality, jealousy, worry and fear also are connected. And also in relationships, we are looking at sexuality in a totally different kind of way. It's mostly focused on the physical part of our body. And after that, of course, coming 4D, which people are arguing if 4D and 5D are indeed the same, or at least very tiny bit of a border in between them. But it means, and in my personal opinion, 4D and 5D are quite close to each other because we are human beings And so we should not forget that we are earthlings, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe we have a higher consciousness and we are made out of energy, but eventually we're born here onto this planet. So 4D is about understanding that you're still living in a 3D world physically, but you are more aware of actually your own being, of what you call self, of what you call ego, higher self, and what we previously talked about, your spirit guides and all these higher kind of highly vibrating entities. And then arriving to 5D, you have compassion for all beings on earth. You are not differentiating between human, animal, tree. You are more connected to everything. Most of the people at this stage, actually, they go vegetarian or vegan because of that, you know. For example, personally me, I grew up in a carnivore family, so, but heavy, you know, no joke. But throughout the years, as I was growing and becoming more of who I am not, let's say, naturally it came the sensation that I don't want to eat as much meat as before. I prefer fresh vegetables and fruits and, you know, all these kind of things. So in 5D, this is very clear indication that you are really ascending, in my belief. Also, people that are in, let's say, in 5D, it's not a purpose or something. This is naturally happening. It shouldn't be something that you are going for and you are striving for, because this happens without you to want it or not want it, you know, because you are destined. You're born, you came here to do this. So in 5D, you are usually reaching into your, let's say, life purpose, or the purpose that you born into this earth at this lifetime. And you are doing it without to hold yourself back anymore, uplifting the people and giving service to others through your being. So yes, this is what I could say about this.
That's beautifully stated. I mean, kind of inspiring. I think we're somewhere, I don't know.
It seems like there's a lot of explanations out there, but that one makes sense to me, because
I
I
do speak
some
a
of
lot.
those changes in myself. I become more aware of my ego and
definitely.
And managing my emotions better, and maybe too much sometimes. And I do carnivore family, and I tend to find that I feel better now eating more vegetables than I do meat. So I'm kind of drifting that way. I don't have a crusade to move to veganism for any particular reason. I just like a salad once in a while or vegetables for dinner. You know, I don't find that it's a diet per se as much as a preference. I also find I found along the way, at first I was resistant, kind of going back to some of the other stuff you were saying earlier about belief systems and such. Those are something to get past, to understand more. You know, particularly like religious beliefs, they set up a lot of parameters of conduct and what's okay to even think about, to where it kind of locks you into a pattern that you break out of as you start to learn a little bit. You gotta take little samples to really gain an understanding. But
yes,
back to 3D to 5D, I hear a lot that we're all going through it. So where are we along that road? And I assume it goes at a different pace. But I'm trying to understand.
Well, this is a question interesting. I'm not sure. I will not tell you something that I don't know. Okay. I'm not sure, but I can tell you that everybody is going through and experiencing something, and especially because of us, that we are uplifting humanity, and you know, we're trying to provide a different kind of take on things that we believed to be true, because we are changing our own vibration, as you said before with the example of the 100 monkeys. It is affecting the people, even that they don't know. Vibrationally, it is affecting all the earth and all the beings on earth. So where we are at,
Who knows?
hopefully we are in a good path. I think it could go better, and that's the reason actually that I'm here to propel even, to propel everybody forward into better direction. And you don't need much, you don't need too much to lift your vibration or to become a better human being. You just need to a little bit pay attention to what you do.
It's almost like a spark. When you were talking, it's funny, I remembered I'm a Reiki master, and I was doing energy work on one of my friends, and I was clearing her chakras, and it was pretty dense. I mean, we went all the way through, and she had been going through a lot of trauma. And after just that one session, within a day or two, she became a vegan, like instantly. She could no longer eat meat. And I wonder if like maybe clearing the gunk out, the garbage, just opened her up for Ascension. And she's definitely on the path. And just I found it remarkable. Within like 2 days, literally, she just could not tolerate meat ever again. And she's still a vegan many later. I mean, it's not like a phase. She's still a vegan. So
well, that's a beautiful, but again, because people, they are looking for advice and they are looking for guidance. Yeah. So when they listen us talking about becoming vegan or vegetarian, they will feel in a way maybe triggered to do something. But I'm telling you, do not do anything that is against your body's needs.
Right.
If you still feel like you must consume any kind of animal products, then do so. Don't go against your body, because you're going to make yourself sick. What I thought, for example, about me, it came naturally. I didn't force myself to eat less meat. I felt that I need to eat less meat, because I did a couple of times. I did some fasting,
Yeah.
And it affected my brain and my consciousness so well, of taking away all the energy from my digestive system and giving it all to here, that after that it started automatically. So, but it's not a prescription, we are not the same. We are all different, and we should respect our bodies and its needs.
Right.
So it's amazing what happened to your friend, or what happens to anybody who experiences such things. But I think if you can consciously just decide to consume less meat and maybe more quality products, because the problem is that in this consumer society, the products are being, and that I think hopefully, and many of our viewers know that, are full of things that shouldn't be there.
Right.
Okay. And they are poisoning our bodies silently. So if you want to eat meat, at least try to gain access to bio kind of products, or an animal that was raised, on a farm or something. So
organically.
But if you can decrease your intake of meat, it's already good for your body and for your digestive system and your consciousness as well. So it's a good start.
Yes, there's no judgment involved, but I definitely have found myself for the last few years definitely not wanting to eat as much meat. It just,
I agree.
I'm not attracted to it. And it wasn't like, ideally, yes, I would like to be a vegan, sure. But it's not, we're our meat family and our traditions and all that, it's hard to break. For me, if given the option, most often I would prefer just to have a clean vegetable dinner or lunch. And out of convenience, I'm eating meat just because that's what's handy and available. I feel like we're having more options now, but I don't know. I think it just, like you said, it does happen naturally. I don't want to eat it now. And I think a lot of it is the energy of the meat. What happens to the animal?
Absolutely.
Like the way they're kept and the way they're, you know, the whole industry, the whole meat industry it's harsh on the animal, and you're taking an animal that literally has been abused and you're eating that energy versus a vegetable that's been out in the sun growing. I mean, it feels like spiritually and energetically a better way to go for your body, and definitely for when you're on the path to ascension.
It's definitely,
Yes, 100% agree.
It's better for the animal. Yeah.
And for the animal is better.
Yes.
yeah, it's much healthier for the animal if we eat vegetables.
Well, yes, for sure.
On the path to ascension, is it really like a cellular physical thing, or is it just all spiritual?
No, it affects your being completely. So when you're going on this path, you're many things, because you're going to do many things. All right. When you are spiritually awakening, you feel the need to change certain kind of things, such as your diet, such as your habits of consuming alcohol, or how you deal with things, and everything is affecting your body, all your emotions and everything, whatever you eat. And you know, we are just complex beings. So yes, it has spiritual effects and as well physical effects. And okay, well, we could talk about here DNA activations that are the body is receiving in the time of ascension, and you can harvest certain kind of times, you know, when, because there is so many, so it's the complexity of it. I don't want to go inside completely. I will just say to your question, yes, it is lifting you up in every single way. And if you are doing it right, you are going to have a vitality that you have never experienced before. Your energy will be more balanced. Your body will be more balanced. Problems, health problems that you have experienced previously, they are going to just vanish, you know, if you are going on the path and you are doing the work.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to push anything, but don't expect everything to do. You need to face some challenges before anything can happen many times. But it does come with ascension, all kind of changes in the body as well.
Barbara, is there anything that you want to share with the viewers? Just tips or advice or anything to get through their day, week, month, anything that you might want to share?
Yes, I have many things that I would like to share, but I would like to just say to people, don't be so hard on yourselves, you know. Don't force things to happen, and understand that this is a process. I know from my own experience that when my spiritual awakening started, I wanted to have psychic abilities, you know. I wanted to see the future.
I want to know the lottery numbers.
Something, I was like, oh, I was meditating. But now I understand that it was unnecessary, because when I let all these things go, all my wants, again, masculine energy, because even the spiritual awakening, we are approaching through masculinity, when the whole purpose of it is to let go and surrender to the process, you know. And this is a problem. I see the people, all these posts in these spiritual groups that I'm a part of, you know, as well. People are just many times just panicking, and I understand it's a lot of pain, but you are suffering because of your ego, because you want to do something, because you want to know, you want to move forward now, immediately. This is not how it works, you know. And the sooner you understand that, the better your life gets, and you will be able to actually proceed with in softer ways. So don't hate yourself if you feel bad and you are not in the love and light. No, it's perfectly fine. You meant to experience your pain. Of course, don't dwell in it and make it even worse. You know, oh, I'm alone. Nobody is around me to help me and support me. No, you are not alone. You never were alone. Realize that. And as a final advice, really just love yourself in the most difficult times, because you know what? It's damn easy to love yourself when you are amazing. It's so easy to be fascinated by yourself when you are doing something amazing and beautiful and you are right and everybody is shining and beautiful sunshine. Yeah. But when you are in the deep hole, when you are trying to find a way out, that is the time that you need your love the most. Not anybody else's, your own love, appreciation, and understanding. That's all. Thank you.
That's
That's
beautiful.
I give them power.
You're amazing.
I know I'm a little bit passionate of this topic, and I will do my utmost best to bring a higher understanding of feminine and masculine energies, because I think this is the easiest way to explain this situation and to help the people to find balance, because there's so many concepts in the spiritual world. It is very confusing. You don't know where to look at. You don't know what advice to take, but I will do my best to unfold some things the clearest way possible.
That was amazing. How does somebody get in touch with you if they want to reach out to you? What's the best way to contact you?
Well, I have as you said before, a TikTok account, which is called the Influencer. I guess you are going to write this down and maybe in the description later. And the same way, the Influencer on Instagram, as well as I am starting a new project that was inspired by my own growth, spiritual growth as a woman. And it's called the Fierce Woman Circle. And no discrimination, gentlemen. Joe, don't misunderstand. It's just I found it. I've actually realized it that women are really a key component to us creating a better world, and through their consciousness, because we are really important, and unfortunately we were suppressed for way too long, and we learned to operate through the masculine energy as well, and for us it's easier probably to bring back these feminine qualities, and through our presence, the gentlemen will going to change automatically, and they will have a better understanding. So yes, this is Fierce Woman Circle. I've just started. It's under process, obviously, but yeah, these are the ways that people can reach me if they want to. That's all.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. We'd love to have you back.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and it was amazing. And I wish you the best. And hopefully I can see you one day in person.
That would be incredible.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So take care.
Thank you
Take care
so much,
and love yourselves, okay?
Oh, definitely. I think I'll put that on a loop.
Please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you for watching. Come back soon for more great videos on strange and unusual topics: psychics, hauntings, energy healing, UFOs, entities, and other twisted shenanigans. Keep listening for a short clearing prayer.
We welcome all higher dimensional beings, archangels, and spirit guides in love and light. We speak to you from our heart to the Creator being. We are shrouded in light and love and are protected. We release any attachments or agreements that are not in our highest good and greatest good. We ask you to go in peace. The Creator welcomes you. You are healed and forgiven, lifted and enlightened. You are healed and forgiven, lifted and enlightened. You are surrounded with the Creator's light and love. safe to leave and ascend to your highest good. We ask the divine beings to help you move into your perfect place. Go in peace and love.